Hi guys, welcome to today's video, and for today I'll be reacting to funniest Trump can't win compilation where arrogant people get proved wrong. However, before we move on, I want to read two comments from the previous video I uploaded related to this topic or similar topic with wokeness. Patrick said, Mike Tyson has the best quote of the decade, possible the last 2 decades, when he said that social media has made people way too comfortable saying stupid and disrespectful shit without the fear of getting punched in the face for it. And you know that is so true. Just look at online gaming, especially Call of Duty types of games. Call of Duty, I love it, but it's so real. Like, I mute the voice chat and the text as well, because it's always the same. People will say some really disrespectful and hurtful things, but then when you know who the person is and confront them at school on Monday, they aren't talking nearly the same as online. It's one thing if you are all buddies, hanging out and you tease one friend saying, dude, you can't be that level, you suck. But the sheer level of insult that people yell from the safety of their parents' homes is just unreal. That is so true. And also don't forget Valorant, Riot Games. Oh my God. And the second comment is by Delirious, and he said, gender is not a choice. It's based off your biological sex. You are either female, male, or intersex, which used to be called hermaphrodite or hermaphrodite. Before people started getting offended over every little thing. You can't change your sex, only mask your outer appearance, which why the surgery involved is called gender reconstructive surgery. Others don't have to accept the terms you place on yourself, especially if they are forced. And when they are forced, not only that people don't accept it, they start like having this hate or this feeling towards it. And honestly, people don't like being forced to do anything. People don't like being told to do anything, and that's the problem. All right, guys, let's go and check out this video.
First of all, I'm not going to worry about it, Phil, because he's not going to win.
She's going to win this. She's going to take every one of the swing states. And I said, you do realize you wasted your vote, right?
There's no world in which Donald Trump could, no imaginable world in which Donald Trump could ever win a popular majority in America.
What are we going to say to Donald Trump in November?
He actually won the popular majority.
Bye, bye, bye.
Bye, bye,
Madam President in 19 days.
It's going to be a landslide. I think they're going to call it Tuesday night, too.
She's definitely going to win the popular vote. I think he will, of course, go batshit insane, as he always does. He won't accept it.
These are the greatest pre-election cocky, taunting videos that Democrats and their supporters made just prior to the election. They aged like a fine milk.
Yep.
Starting with this absolutely genius poli-sci professor who taunted a minimum wage earning cashier.
We're closing in on almost 5 p.m. Eastern time, and I've been tracking everything that's been going on across the country today. And my most important encounter was when I went out to get my champagne. I was talking to the guy in the store, of course, asking him, did he vote? And he said he did early voting, and he asked me if I early voted. And he asked me, why I was getting the champagne, and I said, because I'm going to be toasting Madam President tonight.
She couldn't even
and he just looked at
after
me
the
with
win.
kind of like a smirk on his face.
Cocky.
And I said, she's going to win this, right? And he says, oh, well, it's very, very close. And I said, no, it's not.
It's the first time.
He says, well, what do you mean? I said, no, it's not. The women of America are making their voices heard. Reproductive rights is what it all comes down to. And the women are voting in numbers relative to men that are unbelievable. She's won this. And I said to him, she's going to take every one of the swing states plus Iowa.
No.
And he said, oh, but the numbers are so close. I said, I'm a political analyst. I'm telling you right now, the numbers are there. She's taking this election.
Analyst.
And then I said to him, you realize, and he didn't tell me who he voted for, but of course I knew. And
Of course you did.
I said, you do realize you wasted your vote, right? And I didn't care. And I walked out with my bottle of champagne and happily walked home.
Do you think she happily drank that bottle of champagne after?
Bye-bye. So, as you know, Kamala Harris did not win the election.
Oh, we have the after. Oh, brother, we did not have the after in the previous reaction. We have the after.
As the numbers stand right now, there were 18 million fewer votes than in 2020. And as I have said all along, you have to have a huge, huge turnout, and it goes to the Dems. And we didn't have it. There is one fundamental thing that you cannot account for when you're using data to predict or project the outcome of an election, is you can't factor in the impact of racism or the existence of racism and misogyny.
Oh, yeah, blame it on that.
I would love to see that dude's reaction right now. How she told that cashier that she's an expert and he needs to trust the experts and that he wasted his vote. Also, is it me or does she look like if Sarah Palin really let herself go, i.e. joined the 4B movement?
We're gonna win. We're gonna win. I mean, not to be, cocky, but I'm optimistic.
Okay, so let's keep it together, people. I haven't changed my map. Check it out. I still have Harris as getting 349 electoral votes. It's going to be a landslide. I know a lot of you are sleeping better because we're having discussions and you're starting to realize this is very realistic. I also have people saying not only do they agree with me on Florida, but so many people are telling me to change Texas to blue. Look at how many votes we have to play with. Don't listen to CNN or any of the media. They're just going straight off these weird polls, and they keep saying everyone's neck and neck. No, I think she's going to get Arizona, Nevada, and the Blue Wall, Michigan, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Illinois, Pennsylvania. It's going to be a landslide. I think they're going to call it Tuesday night too. I don't care what Trump plans on doing.
Okay, technically this guy was right about two things. They did call it Tuesday night, and it was a landslide for Trump.
Yeah. Hey, Kamala, what are we going to say to Donald Trump in November?
Bye, bye, bye.
Bye, bye, bye.
Ellen DeGeneres is looking rough these days. Why is it that every washed up celebrity that showed up to cash a check from the Kamala Harris campaign this year just also happens to be on the Diddy list? So this next one doesn't quite fit the description. It was posted after the election, but it's just too good not to share.
If you're a conservative woman, here's how I'm gonna fix your life, okay? So you just got married to your husband. Your husband is blatant, just redneck garbage. You like him though, for some reason, something there is clicking. I'm gonna seduce your husband. I'm gonna seduce your husband. I'm going to look him in the eye, and I'm gonna explain to him that nobody has ever made me feel the way he has. And I'm younger than you conservative woman that married him. And I'm gonna start explaining that I'm just so fun and I like doing fun shit, because you're probably married and you can't do fun shit. And then once I do that, and I implement your fucking marriage arc, he's gonna cause some irrational feelings, which is going to establish itself in your marriage problems. And then you're gonna be like, why am I doing this shit for a man? This is where we get ya. Get ya, because then you're like, why am I supporting a guy that isn't doing anything for me? There you go.
She has the energy of a coked out 90s comedian.
Get ya.
Brother, this, it makes no sense whatsoever what she's saying. The prejudice, the how she thinks every man is, and how they will behave, and the outcome, and what? And all conservative women are like that. Okay, all right. It's a done deal. There's no changing. We give up.
Get ya.
No wonder I need a buku.
Look out, women. This emaciated non-binary is gonna seduce your husband with her charms. Somehow I suspect the seduction plan would only work if the husband is secretly gay. But hey, it sounds like she's gonna make the first move. She's gonna be like, let's free Palestine together. Let's go on a date at the police station. I'll bring the kerosene. I think if a conservative guy wanted to fuck Antifa, he could just join the police force.
Trump supporters thought they had this in the bag. But look at these numbers. He's still going down. She's still going up. It's just been a crazy turn of events. We are one day away from this election, and I think a lot of people are going to be upset.
This lady is right about one thing. A lot of people were deeply upset.
Oh, no! 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 Why?
And I'm sorry to say, I know Nikki Haley is now trying to come back into the fold, trying to come back to Trump. Maybe I'm a bad person. I just do not trust this lady after what she tried to do. I think she was also funded by like Reid Hoffman, this major Democrat donor.
And if Donald Trump is the nominee, mark my words, we will see a President Kamala Harris.
Governor, thank you.
It always seemed like she was this close to pulling a Liz Cheney. And this, folks, is the pièce de résistance. Bill Maher, who occasionally tries to sound critical of the Democrat Party for clout, committed the most spoiled milk take of them all.
Am I going to worry about it? First of all, I'm not going to worry about it, Phil, because he's not going to win.
Okay.
So you think he's just worn it out? You think people are just going to get fatigued?
Enough. I feel
category fatigue.
I mean, it's just going to be, we're talking about a few 100,000 people perhaps. But I think it's going to be a little closer than that. First of all, she's definitely going to win the popular vote, as Democrats almost always do now. I think he will, of course, go batshit insane as he always
listen to anything this person has to say after this. Like, this is career-ending shit. Like,
does. He won't accept it. His followers, I think, will. I don't think their heart will really be in it, as it was in 2020. Some of them, there's lots of people who will always be in the bunker with Mrs. Goebbels, taking the poison and giving the poison to the children because it's better than living in a world without National Socialism.
That's
I
morbid.
make an analogy, but I don't say he's a Nazi. But
but you kind of made an analogy.
For most people, it's just fatigue. Yes, I think it's time.
Don't fall for his tough on Democrat shtick. He's tough on them because he loves them and wants them to bring harm to Trump and his supporters.
You can call her Madam President in 19 days. It's okay. You can call her a Madam Vice President. You'll call her Madam President soon. You're just like deliberately being disrespectful.
Poor little Harry Sisson is part of the AstroTurf Democrat content creation universe, basically the twink version of David Pacman, who recently melted down after hemorrhaging subscribers who believed his arrogant and delusional pre-election prediction of a Harris landslide. Poor guys.
We now know where Trump can perform and where he can't perform, what he can and can't do, what his ceiling and floor are as a presidential candidate. And Joe, this is the thing. There's no Republican who's paid attention to his run in 16, his run in 20, and the Republican performance in the midterms around those years that doesn't know what baggage Donald Trump has and what the baggage is, as you just said, that he can't shed. There are voters he'll never get. There are places he'll never be competitive. And there's so many of them now that there's no world in which Donald Trump no imaginable world in which Donald Trump could ever win a popular majority in America, in the American electorate. And the narrow needle that he needs to thread in the Electoral College has gotten narrower and narrower to the point where Trump he is a powerhouse within the Republican Party still. And yet on the national level, running, head-to-head presidential contest, a general election, he's getting close to, not unelectable yet, but the deficits he carries into that race are so huge and so well known and specified that if the Republican Party were a rational body with a single mind, there's no world in which he would be the nominee. But that, of course, is not the way our politics work. And there are still tens of millions of people in the Republican Party who don't see this and would vote for Donald Trump to be the nominee and vote for him to be president again. And that's the conundrum that the party faces.
Trump's political career is done, quote, Democrat stooge and fake journalist John Heilman, only a few months before Trump's landslide win, Electoral College and popular vote. Heilman, who recently said X, formerly known as Twitter, is pure misinformation, while his network, MSNBC, is the shining exemplar of truth.
Not only is Twitter not a real place, but it's become a toxic cesspool filled with nothing, not about right, it's not about conservative, it's just filled with misinformation, disinformation, and conspiracy theories. So I would rather not have the left replicate that if that's what's required.
Twitter is real.
Well,
the internet is real. Somebody just wrote a big article about this. Like, that is where reality is now, and this is perfect for the movie you're going to do.
The AstroTurf.
Yeah. Honestly, the internet is so, like, social medias per se, and X, for example, like, there is no better places to get your truth and to get different opinions and different perspectives, because they will not have the monopoly game. And I think social media is the best thing, that even YouTube, like, and the free speech, and what Donald Trump is actually planning to do with the media and the news. And I think it's gonna just get better.
YouTubers lose subscribers, but somehow idiots like this stay employed. Make it make sense. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll catch you on the next one.
I actually like this. The original video is by We Got Receipts. She's awesome. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let me know in the comments down below what you think about these people.